Listen, let me tell you something very, very serious. Be careful who you tell your dreams to, because everybody listening isn't hearing your vision. They are hearing through their own fears. They're hearing through their own failures, their own limitations. And if you keep giving the wrong people access to your plans, eventually their voice will become the voice inside of your own head. Now, they'll call their fears being realistic. They'll say things like, that probably won't work. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being real with you. See, their reality doesn't have to become yours. Just because it didn't work for them doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you. Okay. Now, another thing that these people will do, they'll tell you what they would do, but they're not the ones taking the risk. They're not living your life. So why should their fear make your decision? Okay. Another thing, you can enter a conversation excited and just leave completely scared. You already knew what you wanted and then you told somebody, right? Now, suddenly you're questioning everything. Okay. I'm telling you, move in silence. Now, some people can only advise you from a life that they already settled for. They chose security. They chose avoiding taking certain risks. Okay. Their advice may protect you from becoming different from them. All right. Now, another thing that these people will do, they'll give you their worst experience as your protection. OK, they'll say things like, I tried that. It didn't work. See, their outcome is not automatically your outcome. OK, your outcome is going to be completely different. As long as you believe that it's about to work, trust and believe me, it's going to happen the way the divine wants it to happen. All right. And also, everybody doesn't deserve access to an idea while it's still very, very fragile. New ideas, they need confidence. Too many opinions, it creates noise. OK, some things, they just need roots before it needs an audience. You have to give it time to grow first before you tell everybody what's going on. OK, and trust and believe me, when you become very, very successful, everybody's going to know anyway. All right. So right now, moving in silence is the best option right now. Okay. Now, another thing that these people will do, they'll ask questions that slowly make your dreams feel stupid. Okay. They'll say things like, how are you going to do that? Where are you going to get the money to do that? Right. And then 10 minutes later, you're defending your own dream. Right. A lot of the times people, I'm telling you, they can see you becoming very, very successful. So they will try to project their limitations, their fears, their own limiting beliefs onto you so that you won't even try in the first place. OK, and sometimes the first person to doubt you will be someone that you love. Okay, they may genuinely care about you. They don't want to hurt you or anything like that, but love doesn't automatically make somebody fearless. And a lot of the times it will come from the people that's close to you. Okay, they'll try to throw you off your path. All right. Another thing that these people will do, people will project their relationship with money onto you. Okay, they'll say things like, that's too expensive. Nobody makes that kind of money to be able to do those kind of things, right? See, they may be describing their own financial imagination. Okay, they have limitations when it comes to money. They have a different relationship when it comes to money. Okay, you're developing a whole different relationship with money right now. All right. And another thing that these people will do, some people have already decided how far someone like you can already go. OK, it's like they know the old you. They don't know the new you. They know your history. OK, and your transformation threatens the version of you that they understand. OK, because they don't understand the new version of you that you're becoming right now. They only know the old version of you. So when you come around with this new confidence, when you come around with these new ideas, with this new way of just being who you are right now, they automatically get threatened. Okay, I'm telling you. And also another thing that these people will do, they'll remind you of who you used to be. Okay, it's like they'll say things like, you never stick with anything. Remember what happened last time. It's like they say things like this, right? It's like they use your history to predict a person that may no longer exist. Okay, because you have become a different version of yourself. And a lot of the times they'll try to bring up a lot of your past failures. They'll try to bring up a lot of the things that you used to do, right? Just to try to put fear onto you, okay? Limitations, okay? They'll try to keep you the same. They don't want you to progress. They don't want you to evolve, okay? Now, another thing that these people will do, some people don't attack your dreams. They try to shrink it, okay? They'll say things like, why do you do something smaller, okay? They'll say things like, maybe just keep it as a hobby, okay? It's like little by little, your mountain becomes their hill. Okay. And also people can hand you a fear that you didn't hide 5 minutes ago. Okay. It's like you weren't worried about failure. Then they mentioned everything could go wrong. Okay. It's like they have 10 different things that can go wrong. Now you're carrying their imagination. You're carrying their fears. Okay. Another thing that these people will do. Some people need you to stay predictable, okay? It's like they know your routine already. They understand your current life. So a bigger version of you changes their relationship with you, okay? They automatically feel threatened by you, okay? Because you're evolving. You're becoming a whole different version of yourself. And the version of yourself that you are becoming is what you see in your imagination, okay? Your desires are about to happen, all right? I'm telling you. Now, another thing, all right? Stop announcing seeds before they have roots, okay? Everybody doesn't need the blueprint. Everybody doesn't need the timeline, okay? They don't need to understand. Let something grow before everybody gets to touch it, before they have access to it, okay? Now, another thing that these people will do, people will make you explain something that you already understand, okay? You felt clear before talking. Then you had to justify every single detail about your dream. Sometimes explaining too early weakens your own certainty. All right. Now, another thing, some advice is really a warning from somebody's past. OK, they got hurt. They failed once or twice. Now they're trying to keep you from experiencing what happened to them. And this might come from a place of love. It might come from a family member. But a lot of the times you have to experience this yourself, because you're going to have a whole different outcome from what they had. All right. Now, another thing that these people will do. People can love you and still try to limit you, okay? It's like they want you safe. They want you comfortable. They don't want you to step out of your comfort zone. But your biggest life, it may exist on outside of both of those, okay? It is going to exist on the outside of both, okay? And also, sometimes I'm worried about you. It really means I would be afraid if you do that, okay? Their concern may be sincere. Their fear, it may be very, very real and authentic, but learn how to separate those two, okay? And also, the more you explain your vision, the more options you invite, okay? People will try to put opinions and judgments all on your things, okay? All into your dream, okay? See, everybody has advice. Everybody sees a problem all the time. Too many voices can make your own voice disappear, okay? And also, some people only believe in things after they work. Before success, be careful. After the success, I knew you could do that, right? See, that's why their early approval can't be your requirement, all right? And trust and believe me, you don't need their validations. You don't need their opinions or anything like that, okay? Just do it. That's it, because you're going to have a whole different outcome, all right? And also, your dream doesn't need a committee or anything like that, okay? Mom thinks this. Your friend thinks that. At some point, you have to decide, okay? You have to do this anyway, regardless of what people say, all right? And I tell you, a lot of the times, it can come from a loving family member, all right? That's it. Moving in silence, okay? Let your success speak. All right. And also, people will tell you to be grateful when you say you want more, when you say you want to expand. They'll say things like, you already have enough. Why aren't you already satisfied? They'll say things like that, right? See, gratitude and ambition can exist at the same time, okay? They can exist at the same time, all right? And also, sometimes people laugh because their vision exceeds your vision, exceeds their imagination, okay? It's like your goal, it sounds enormous. They can't picture themselves doing that at all, right? So they assume that you can't do it either. that is a limitation. That's a limiting belief, okay? And they will try to project that onto you, all right? And also, you don't have to correct everybody who doubts you, okay? You don't have to do that. Let them misunderstand you. Let them underestimate you, okay? See, silence, it saves energy, and you need your energy. Your energy is so important when it comes to you manifesting the things that you truly desire. You have to protect your energy, okay? Protect your vision, all right? And also, moving in silence, it protects you from permanent validation or premature validation, okay? I'm telling you, you announce the plans and then everybody congratulates you. Sometimes talking about doing it can temporarily feel like it's actually like you're actually doing it, okay? And also, stop giving updates on something that isn't finished, okay? Like they'll say things like, how's that going? And now you feel the pressure that you can't explain, okay? Not every process needs public reports, okay? You don't have to post things online when you're becoming more successful. You don't have to tell everybody about every step that you made, okay? Because you're leaving room for people to doubt you. You're leaving room for people to put energy into your idea. And energy is real, okay? And also, everybody asking questions isn't against you, okay? See, some questions, they are useful. Some people genuinely see what you have missed, okay? See, discernment is stronger than paranoia, okay? And also, learn the difference between wisdom and fear, okay? Because wisdom gives you something to examine. Fear, it only tells you not to move, okay? See, good advice, it sharpens the plan instead of automatically killing it. Okay. And also, pay attention to how you feel after certain conversations. Is it clearer or is it something smaller? Do you feel suddenly smaller? Sometimes the aftermath, it tells you what you entered into, what you have gotten after the conversation, what you needed to learn from that room. Okay. And also, some people will give you advice they've never had courage to test for themselves, okay? It's like they know exactly what you shouldn't do, yet they've never attempted to do anything similar to what you're doing right now. See, confidence, it doesn't make advice qualified, okay? You have to understand this. And also, when it comes to people, people will project their failed timing onto yours. They'll say things like, it's too late. You should have done that years ago. They'll say things like that. See, their clock, it doesn't control yours, okay? You're moving on the divine timing right now, okay? Things are happening for you in the divine timing right now, all right? And also, some people become uncomfortable when you stop asking for permission, okay? You used to check with everybody all the time. Now you're just starting to make your decisions by yourself right now. Independence, it's always going to change the dynamics, okay? And also, when it comes to silence keeps other people's expectations out of your process, okay? Nobody asks when it's going to happen. Nobody asking how much, right? See, you get room to just figure it out privately to yourself when you're moving in silence, okay? And also, you don't need to tell people every time you change direction in your life, okay? You learn something, you adjusted your plans, right? See, private movement, it gives you freedom to evolve without explaining yourself to anybody, okay? And also, when it comes to people will project their fear of losing. They'll project their fear of losing onto your growth, okay? It's like they'll say things like, what if you move, or what if you become successful, something like that. Sometimes your growth, it represents change they aren't ready for, okay? And also, some people prefer the version of you who needed them, okay? Somebody who always asked for advice, someone who always needed reassurance, okay? Your independence can quietly change their role in your life. And a lot of the times, they don't know this new version of you. They don't know the version of you who doesn't need them for anything, okay? You're becoming very, very independent right now. You don't need them like that anymore. I'm telling you. And it just makes it unsettling for them, okay? And also, when it comes to people People will sometimes question your dream because it makes them question theirs. Okay, it's like you become a mirror. All right, you finally take the risk, and they remember what they abandoned. They remember what they never even tried. Your courage can accidentally confront somebody else's regret. I'm telling you, you become a reflection of what they're not doing. All right, and also the wrong person can make a great idea feel embarrassing. Okay, it's like you shared it, you were very, very excited when you share it. Their face, it changes when you share it, and then suddenly you wish you never said anything in the first place. Okay, you have to pay attention. That is your intuition telling you, next time, be quiet. Don't tell anybody what you're about to do. Don't tell anybody about your dreams or your ideas. Okay, I'm telling you, listen to that voice in your head that's telling you to move in silence. Okay, and also, stop handing people the power to name your limits. Okay, they'll say things like, that's too big, that's unrealistic. They'll say things like that. They don't get to decide where your ceiling is. Okay, I'm telling you, you're moving without all of those limitations right now. You are becoming the wealthy version of yourself. You're evolving. Okay, and also moving in silence, it lets you make mistakes privately to yourself. Okay, try something, discover how that it doesn't work. Okay, adjust without feeling like the whole world is watching you fail or something like that. Okay, moving in silence and just learning. Okay, learning from your own process, because a lot of the times you're gonna do something and it may not work the way that you wanted it to work, but trust and believe me, you're learning from this. All right, you are adjusting as it goes. All right, continue to step out of your comfort zone and don't let one mistake stop you. All right, and also when it comes to privacy, it gives your confidence time to catch up. Okay, you're still learning. Like I said, you're still figuring things out. Like I said, you don't need outside pressure while your own belief is still growing, while your own confidence is still growing. Okay, and also sometimes you need to stop talking about and just stop talking and just start building. Okay, less explaining and just more execution right now, more inspired action right now. Let your energy go into the thing instead of the conversation about the thing. Okay, all right, and also you'll discover how much you actually believe when nobody else is encouraging you. Okay, no applause, no constant reassurance from anybody. Now the version of you has to survive with your own belief. Okay, without telling anybody anything. Okay, and also some of your biggest moves may need to happen before anybody knows. Okay, make the decision, put things in motion, take inspired action, and tell people when there's nothing to tell. No, tell people when there's something to tell, when it's already in motion, when it's already done. Okay, and I'm telling you, when it comes to something successful, people are going to find out later, because success speaks for itself. Okay, and also you don't owe everybody early access to the new you. Okay, they knew your past, they knew who you used to be, they knew your struggles. That doesn't automatically give them access to what you're building next. Okay, all right, and also sometimes silence is how you hear yourself again. Okay, no opinions, no predictions or anything like that, no fears. All right, you're just figuring out what is actually works for you. You're figuring out what you actually believe. Okay, you're creating your own belief system. Just today, okay, I put up a post. Okay, one of my recent posts, and somebody said something like, that's not true. Actions speak louder than words. Don't believe everything on social media. And I politely replied, I said, that is a belief in your subconscious mind. And I said, that's a belief in your subconscious mind, not everyone else's. And you can't assume that people aren't taking inspired action to the ones that's reading this post. Okay, because I assume that you are taking inspired action. I assume that you are becoming the greatest version of myself. Okay, I always assume the best of everybody. Okay, I never assume the worst. Okay, now it's like you may realize that some of your old fears were never yours. That's another thing, okay? Somebody warned you and you carried that warning for years, okay? Eventually, you forgot whose voice it originally was. But I'm telling you, if you took that into your subconscious mind, it's like it's there. It's a program, okay? And when you become aware of these programs, you have the ability to reprogram yourself, okay? Let me take a little sip of this water real fast. Now, when it comes to your dreams, okay, some dreams they didn't die from failure. They died from conversations, okay? You walked in believing it. Somebody talked long enough to you about your dream, and you walked out calling their limitation common sense, logic, okay? And also, maybe your next move doesn't need an announcement. Build it quietly. Protect it while it's still becoming real, while it's still becoming a reality. And when people finally realize something changed, let them meet the results instead of getting early access to the idea in the first place, okay? See, when it comes to people, all right, everybody doesn't need to know what you're about to do, okay? Everybody doesn't need to understand it. And everybody definitely doesn't get a chance to vote on it either. Take the wisdom that helps you. Okay, leave the fear that doesn't belong to you. Protect your vision at all costs and make the move. And sometimes just let the people wonder what you're working on until it's already done. Because a lot of the times, I'm telling you, when you are becoming successful, there are going to be so many people. Okay, this can come from family members, friends, co-workers, it doesn't matter. There's going to be so many people that's going to try to project their own fears, their own doubts, their own disbelief, their own limitations onto you because they can actually see you doing it. They can actually see you becoming successful. And a lot of the times, the people that are around you are quietly competing with you. Okay, they're in a race with you right now, and they don't want to see you pass them up. They don't want to see you become more successful than them. All right. I'm telling you, a lot of the times people will try to project that onto you. All right. Now, thank you so much for tuning in to Millionaire Mindset, where everything happens in divine time by divine design. But you are the divine design. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment on this video, and hype this video up. Until the next video, Millionaire Mindset signing off.